Time having arrived, I call the meeting to the City Council to order for today, September 10th. 9th. Why am I hurrying it up? Please rise and help us salute our beautiful flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, councilors and guests, welcome to our council meeting. It's actually interesting. Somebody that needs glasses constantly, I try to do it without glasses and I screw up the date. But that's the way it goes. Mr. Clerk, agenda number 1, please.
Item 1, we have the acceptance of the minutes of the August 26, 2024 City Council meeting.
That will be accepted and placed on file.
We have the appointment of Ms. Irene Giannopoulos of Arlington, Mass. to the role of auditor for the City of Brockton for a 3-year term.
That will be referred to finance.
Yes.
Item 3, we have the petition of Young Wang of Trinity Solar LLC, 133 Old Post Road in Sharon, Mass., for a license to solicit and canvass. In City Clerk's office, August 8th, 2024. Hearing assigned for September 9th, 2024. All paperwork is on file.
Mr. Clerk, I don't think she's here yet. Is she?
Right there.
Okay, well. Time having arrived, I declare this hearing open. Is there someone here in favor of this petition? If so, please approach and give your name and address to the clerk.
Hi, my name is Yang Wang. My address is 133 Old Post Road, Sharon, Mass.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to offer to the councilors before that we decide on this? What do you intend to do?
Yeah, thank you for the council members to have the time for me. I'm applying for a canvas license at the city of Brockton on behalf of my company.
I see Councilor Minichiello has a question. Is anybody else on this side?
Good evening, how are you?
Minichiello, go ahead.
Good evening, how are you?
Has your company done this in other communities in the Commonwealth of Mass?
Yes, we have done it in most majority of the communities in Massachusetts, and most likely the most cities requires a permit.
So what other communities have you canvassed and done this in?
I have, as for now, I have done it in the city of Quincy,
Okay.
and city of Plymouth, and also city of Auburn.
Okay. So you have some experience.
Yes, I have some experience.
Okay. I'm not saying this is your company, but I've heard that some of these companies are a little aggressive, and when people decline, sometimes, the people at the door or however you canvass are very, I guess, pushy at times.
Yeah.
So I just would like to, as a warning, I'm going to vote in favor, but I just want to make sure that, you do this in a courteous way, and if people decline, okay? That's all I'm going to say.
I agree absolutely. I can really appreciate, and we're here try to help the homeowner.
Yeah.
Certainly don't want to use any kind of aggressive
Do
tactics.
your solar panels, do you lease or do you sell, or how does it work? Who owns the solar panels that go on the people's roofs?
There are usually a 3 method. One is homeowner will buy the system outright, or they can take a lease. And the third one is called the PPA, which is a power purchase agreement, which is the most common kind of method for homeowner to go solar.
Okay.
And in that case, in the
How
case
does that work?
of PPA, essentially homeowner is purchasing the power generated
Yep.
from the solar panel on the roof, rather than owning the panel themselves, the system themselves.
Okay.
So they just purchase that all the power they generated.
How much does it cost to outfit a home, an average home, like a 3-bedroom, 1.5-bath home, like maybe a Campanelli home in Brockton?
Yes, it's usually a system going anywhere between $15,000 to $30,000 for a household of that size. And but it also depends on where the house is sited, the direction of the roof, and also the shading around the house. Because that's going to determine the efficiency of the solar panel. Obviously, the higher efficiency is going to require less number of the panel, which will cost less. So, but it ranges anywhere between $15,000 to $30,000, which also there is a state tax credit associated with owning the panel. It can go up to $3,000.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll get some people that are going to purchase and some people that are going to lease. Again, just, if people decline, please be courteous and, so that because we will end up getting the calls, and then we'll end up having to track you down and say, hey, we're having calls that some people are being a little overly aggressive. And I'm not saying that's your company, but please tell your sales force or whoever it is to, just be considerate. That's all.
Absolutely.
And I wish you well. I wish you luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Councilor Eller.
Thank you, Mr. President. How are you? Just real quick for, the sake of the record. You did mention that this was for your company?
Because I will be the representative of my company.
You will be okay, because I just wanted to confirm,
Yes.
For the record, that this can be granted to
My company
you.
sponsored me.
Okay, yeah, okay, good, yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't rephrase that way,
Yep.
yeah.
No worries, just want to be very, very sure. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor. I guess I see no one. Is there anyone else here in favor of this petition? If so, please approach and provide your name and address to the clerk. If not, I'll declare that portion closed. Is there anyone here in opposition of this petition? Going once, going twice. If not, I declare that portion closed. Now the question comes to us on granting by a hand vote. All those in favor of granting? Anyone opposed? It carries. Number 4, Mr. Clerk.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
You're
you.
all set, thank you.
Thank you, Council.
Don't come back here.
Item 4, we have the permission of Armando Vieira of Livewell Nutrition LLC, 28 Richmond Street, Apartment 1, Brockton, Mass., for a license to solicit and canvass. In City Clerk's Office, August 8th, 2024. Hearing assigned for September 9th, 2024. All paperwork is on file.
Time having arrived, I declare this hearing open. Is there anyone here in favor of this petition? If so, please approach and provide your name to the clerk. Mr. Vieira.
Okay, I prepared a handout.
That's, yeah, just give it to the clerk and pass it along. Do your thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I teach, so usually that's the way I do things, presentation. So it is my honor to address you today and share the important role that Live Well Nutrition, a Herbalife Nutrition Club, which my wife and I proudly own in the City of Champions, is playing in promoting preventive health. Dr. Richard Carmona, the 17th Surgeon General of the United States, has highlighted the significance of these clubs in empowering individuals through education, community engagement, and sustainable health practices, all aimed at advancing preventive medicine in our community. Scientific research strongly supports the effectiveness of meal replacements, which is what we use, in weight loss management and maintenance. Studies published in the International Journal of Obesity and other respected journals show that meal replacements are a practical, balanced solution for reducing caloric intake, supporting sustainable weight loss and maintaining long-term health. Additionally, which is the one that really led me to come here today, Herbalife's CDC Certified Lifestyle Intervention Program, which aligns with evidence-based practices, has been proven to reduce diabetes risk by up to 58% and by an impressive 71% in individuals over 65, as shown in studies published in the New England Journal of Medicine. At Live Well Nutrition, our vision is to develop a caring team of professional wellness coaches dedicated to helping our clients develop habits that lead to a healthier and happier lifestyle, forming the foundations of holistic well-being. Using vision, intention, mission strategy, our mission is to teach and train the development of health and wellness habits for the mind, body, and social context, equipping and empowering our clients to make healthier choices. As part of our initiative to promote wellness in our community, we are requesting a canvassing license. It is important to emphasize that our inspiration, motivation, and education workshops on nutrition, fitness, and lifestyle changes are offered free of charge, with the primary intention of persuading individuals to adopt a healthier lifestyle. Secondarily, for those who require additional encouragement and support, our comprehensive program is presented as an optional resource to guide them in their wellness journey. Our Canvas activity will be focused solely on inviting community members to participate in workshops designed to inspire, motivate, and educate individuals on their journey towards wellness and sustainable weight loss. These workshops integrate scientific principles and practical strategies to foster long-term health improvements and empower participants to take control of their well-being. With solid scientific backing, Live Well Nutrition and Herbalife Nutrition are not just offering products, but leading a movement toward healthier, more vibrant lives right here in Brockton. Thank you. Now, I prepared a packet just to give you an idea what I'm talking about, because I do understand that what we're doing is really new in the city of Brockton. So people don't quite see what we're talking about. Just in case, we have the details of our program in the last 4 pages, which is printed on both sides of the paper.
Councilman Minichia.
Congratulations, this is a great opportunity, and I like your products. It really looks like a healthy alternative. I just would, remind you, just like I reminded that gentleman, when you canvass the neighborhoods and things, just, be careful with regard to some of the people. If they decline, gracefully, please, don't be overly aggressive. Especially in today's day and age where some people are trying to scam elderly people. People get a little nervous if you're home alone, with regard to seeing someone that they don't know at the front door. So just be very cautious of that. And, I wish you luck. I think your ideas and your products are going to work out fine. It makes total sense. But, again, you see today on the news, people taking packages right off of people's doorsteps. So people are getting a little nervous with people that they don't know at the front door or what have you. So just be mindful of that, that's all. I wish you luck. I'm going to vote for you for your license, but again, I just caution you to, tread lightly when, people are nervous or uptight or say decline, that's all.
Agree 100%.
And good luck. Good luck.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Tavares and then Councilor Griffin.
All right, good evening, and thank you for being here. Actually, I'm just going to say a little comment to the tremendous job that you guys been doing it in the community. Actually, I was part of it since 2000, I believe, was 2019, kind of like that we joined it. Was very successful. For some reason, I got such a great result. Yeah, for some reason I got left because so much things to do so, but I literally appreciate it. You didn't give up. As of right now, I know you have most women. I'm always following you on Facebook, and then I hope other women out there should be joining you because I believe you do tremendous, such a good work, and your staff as well, all your team. I'm totally, like I said, I'm totally appreciated. I'm always follow you guys. I wish one day I do have time to join like back again.
Thank you.
And then, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
President.
Councilor. Councilor Griffin.
Yes, good
then
evening.
Castro, and then Thompson.
How are you, sir? Good. I just want to compliment you. This looks like I've already read it quickly. This is like a very good program. What is your background in nutrition and fitness?
My background is kind of strange. I'm an electrical engineer, went back to school at Stonehill for a master's in education, and then to UMass Boston for a master's in applied linguistics. And then I taught there for a while. Actually, I looked at this because I wanted to help my family, my wife, and my son was obese when he was only 12 years old, and it was really strange what was happening. And I was teaching at UMass Boston. I was a adjunct professor at UMass Boston when I looked at this, and I decided to leave that and come back. And after I saw the results with my family, and I decided to actually do it seriously. So we own a fit club here in Brockton. 3 years ago, we opened a nutrition club in the Formato restaurant bar. That's what you see in the pictures here. So
It's great. Like I said, I wish you well, and I hope you're very
Thank you.
successful with it, too. Best of luck to you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Castro.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Vieira. This is a lovely presentation. I may be one of your first clients. I just want to wish you success. Obesity is an epidemic in the United States of America, and I'm sure you'll do some good work helping people past it. Thank you. I support this. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Councilor Castro. Councilor Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, Mr. Vieira. I as well support your petition. I know as someone who started his own health journey after the age of 40, to support somebody who's using evidence-based practices to help people through their health journey. As we get older, our bodies are changing, and to have a fitness club and your store, or your store over on Center Street, really can help people with that journey and make it easier for them, and have a community in which they can help support each other in their journey. And so, as a user of your product and your services, it's really I'm glad you're taking another step, not just to ask people to come to your store, but to go out into the community, let them know that that this service is here, and for you to bring that message to the city of Brockton is much appreciated. So I wish you tremendous luck and success in your endeavor. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor. Anyone else? Is there anyone else here in favor of this petition? If so, please approach and provide your name and address to the clerk. Don't see any. I declare that portion closed. Is there anyone here in opposition to this petition? If so, please approach and provide your name and address to the clerk. Going once, twice, and that portion is closed. We're a little disappointed, the clerk and I are a little disappointed that our weight class is not listed here.
It's in
Started at
kilos.
200,
to
you
your
started
house
at 200
before.
pounds. Is that kilos or is it 200 pounds, right? So we're not listed in here, a little disappointed, no. Now the question comes to us on granting by a hand vote. All those in favor of granting? Anyone opposed? It's granted. Congratulations and best of luck.
Good luck, sir.
Congratulations. Best luck.
Number 5.
Item 5, we have the petition of Mass Electric Company, DBA National Grid, and Verizon New England, Inc. to install one JO pole on Westgate Drive, beginning at a point approximately 40 feet southwest of the center line of the intersection of Westgate Drive, installing a new riser pole 41-50 to feed new underground transformer located on 535 Westgate Drive property. In City Clerk's office, August 7th, 2024. Hearing assigned for September 9th, 2024. All paperwork is on file.
Unless they're sitting behind a pole somewhere, I don't see them here. Can I get a motion to hold this off until the back end of the meeting?
Motion to postpone this to the end of the meeting?
Motion has been properly made in second. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? It carries. Number 6, sir.
Item 6, we have a communication from the mayor appointing Ms. Irene Giannopoulos of Arlington, Mass. to the role of auditor for the city of Brockton for a 3-year term.
They'll be accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the mayor in accordance with the general laws of Massachusetts, Chapter 44, recommending that the city council authorize the approval of prior year unpaid bills of $31,889.50 in order to pay for invoices from fiscal year 22 and fiscal year 23 from DPW Water Purchase of Service to Westlaw Group.
That will be accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the Executive Director of the Brockton Parking Authority requesting approval to pay an invoice received after the auditing deadline on July 22, 2024, with fiscal year 2024 funds. The invoice in question is from Yankee Sprinkler, and the work was performed on May 10th, 2024, with a total expense of $860. There remains sufficient funds in the BPA budget to cover this expense.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the mayor recommending the same.
That too is accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have an ordinance amending Chapter 23, Section 2361 through 2369 of the revised ordinances of the City of Brockton. The following language, rate block quarterly usage as attached. Rates shall be effective on all bills mailed on or after July 1st, 2024. Users shall be given the option to pay retroactive fees for 2024 Q1 and Q2 over Q3 and Q4 billing with no interest. In City Council, May 13th, 2024, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Ordinance. That report was favorable as amended. In City Council, August 26, 2024, passed to a third reading as amended by a hand vote.
The question is on ordination as amended by a roll call vote. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Farwell,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Minicello,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Tavares,
Yes.
Texera,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
9 in the affirmative.
And the ordinance is ordained.
Ordered in accordance with the general laws of Massachusetts, Chapter 44, recommending that the City Council approve the expenditure of $31,889.50 from DPW Water Purchase of Services, $31,889.50, to Westlaw Group, $31,889.50.
That will be referred to the Committee on Finance.
Ordered in accordance with the general laws of Massachusetts, Chapter 44, recommending that the City Council approve the expenditure of $860 from Parking Authority Purchase of Services to Yankee Sprinkler.
That too will be referred to the Committee on Finance. Councilor Farwell.
Mr. President, based on the small amount of money and the fact that this is owed to a vendor, I would move suspending the rules and approve this evening.
Second?
A motion has been properly made in second to suspend item 14 and act upon it tonight. All those in favor of its suspension? Anyone opposed? It carries. Now the question comes to us in the form of adoption by a roll call vote. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Farwell,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Lally,
Yes.
Minicello,
Yes.
Nicastro,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Tavares,
Yes.
Texera,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
9 in the affirmative.
And the order is adopted.
Mr. President,
Council Powell,
I move admission of a late file, please.
please do so.
Second?
Second.
A motion has been properly made in second to accept a late file. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? It carries.
Late file, whereas the City Council will consider zoning changes for the area known as the Brockton Fairgrounds, and whereas this area constitutes 66 acres possibly with mixed-use development on the property, and whereas fire safety is critical in areas where residential, commercial, or other development projects take place. Now therefore be it resolved to have Brockton Fire Chief Brian Nardelli and such staff as he deems appropriate be invited to a meeting of the council to discuss the fire safety issues related to a large development project and surrounding residential and commercial properties, including issues affecting fire operations.
That will be referred to the Committee on Finance.
Mr. President, I also make a motion to accept a late file.
Second.
Motion has been properly in second to accept the late file. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? It carries. Mr. Clerk.
Resolved, be it resolved by the Brockton City Council to invite City Solicitor Megan Bridges to appear before the Finance Committee to discuss the city-conducted audit and investigation for the fiscal year 23 school department financial deficit.
That, too, will be referred to the Committee on Finance.
And I think we need a motion to either act on the hearing that we canceled or postpone until next meeting.
What is the will of the council? The folks aren't here, we might as well,
I would say postpone to the next Finance Committee
put it
meeting.
in the form of a motion.
That is in the form of a motion.
Second.
Is that in the form of a second of the motion?
Yes.
A motion has been properly made in second to postpone until our next council meeting. All those in favor of its postponement? Anyone opposed? It carries. Anything else?
And just probably remind.
Councilors, if anybody has any council recognition, Council Nikesh.
Thank you, Mr. President. You know, we often stop and take a moment of silence to remember a Brocktonian or a friend of Brockton who has passed away. And that's as it should be, not our favorite thing to do, but an important thing to do. Well, tonight I would like to take note of a wonderful thing that happened to someone in this room on Friday. Our city clerk, former Ward 1 councilor, Timothy Cruz, and his lovely family welcomed their first grandchild into this world. Barry Cruz, 7 pounds, 12 ounces, was born on Friday. He can't stop smiling and flashing the picture of him, and I think it's going to be like that from now on. And so I congratulate him on behalf of all of you. What a wonderful thing to have happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Enjoy it because they do grow fast.
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
Yeah, they do grow
Thank you
fast.
very much,
Anyone
everyone.
else?
Winter Fair, busy.
Maybe look at Lally.
No.
Council,
Was I born yesterday?
just a quick reminder that on next Monday, we're going to have a public hearing on the wills and happenings of the Fairgrounds. So it's going to be at 5:30. So I ask that we do come and provide ample time for our folks to come in and share with us their feelings on this whole project. Remember, it's a public hearing. We're not supposed to go back and forth with folks. We're supposed to just be hearing it, and then we'll decide on our own as we want to decide later on when it does come to us. So this is just a public hearing, invitations to the communities that they need to come in and kind of, again, behave the way they're supposed to behave in the chambers, but we will provide them with a forum where they can actually bring their questions and concerns to us.
No, Mr. President, would that be a special meeting of the City Council, or what's the forum or the context of that public
It's just a
hearing?
public hearing concerning the item the item is in front of the ordinance committee, but there is a need because it's a zoning change to have a public hearing. So it's just a public hearing, it's not a special meeting. Public hearing has to be held and it'll be at 5:30 next Monday night.
Is there questioning, or we
No,
just
it's a public hearing to take comment from just like the public hearing at the budget time for the public to give any commentary they would like to.
Are we gavelled in on that matter, or is that?
We will gavel in as a public hearing. Yes.
Okay.
But it won't be it's not a back and forth.
Right.
It's the public who gets to give their comments and commentary on the issues, exactly like we do at the budget time.
Same 2-minute statement period, or longer?
I'll discuss that
Or
with the president, and there'll be a
See how many
limit,
people
but
we have, first of all,
Okay.
and then we'll figure that stuff.
we'll announce that ahead of time what the rules will be, but we'll put some kind of limit because otherwise history has shown us one person otherwise can dominate an evening. And
Right.
so there'll be, I think with a 5:30 meeting, we'll have ample time for anybody to say whatever they want to. So I'll talk with the president. He'll tell me what he wants it to be. But
And they'll be published on our website, the city
It is
website?
already, yes.
Okay.
It's advertised in the newspaper. It's on the website. And I'll make sure, I have informed the enterprise, but we'll make sure Mr. Helms knows to maybe get the word out also, so,
Okay.
all right?
Yeah, please come join us, give your public comment. Thank you.
Yep. Council Tavares and then Council Minichia. Go ahead, Council.
Actually, my question is, basically, the decision is going to go based on the public year? What's going to happen with that?
Well, we're just hearing the public. You know,
That's all.
take their input, and then it's up to us, the 11 members of this body, once it comes back to us, to ordain it or not, based on how we feel about it.
I mean,
The
it's
public, we have an obligation to listen to the citizens of the city, and then we'll make the decisions on their behalf.
Basically, as a ward to council, I should invite people as well to come to, you know. All right, that's all I want to.
Yep.
No, thank you.
But there will be no vote on Monday night.
Correct.
Correct. Councilor Minichia.
I'm certainly in
back?
favor of a public hearing on this.
A question.
But I guess timing-wise, do you think we should consider doing a community meeting first, like at West or Brockton High, where the developer comes in and, brings some renditions and people get to talk a little bit before, a little bit of back and forth?
Well, it's like the clerk said, because the item is in ordinance, and it's in front of the ordinance committee, it has to go, it's an ordinance change, we have to hold a public hearing to do our part.
I'm just thinking maybe give us an extra week to have a community meeting first.
If I could.
Go ahead.
Just so you understand the process, because it's a zoning change,
Yep.
it has to go through the ordinance committee as a zoning change. Part of the legal part of any change of an ordinance is the need of a zoning, is a public hearing. A councilor could still have a meeting of that style you're talking about. That's not a function of the law. That would be essentially a ward meeting or whatever. So a councilor or several councilors could decide to do that if they choose. And they certainly can. The public hearing next week is by state law, because it's a zoning change. This council has to hold a public hearing in the chamber as part of the process. So the process isn't over. The item is still in front of the ordinance committee, hasn't been reported out. It won't be until that committee will meet after this, but the public hearing is part of the legal process that we have to do.
Would we be voting after the public hearing to send it to ordinance?
It's already in ordinance.
Already in.
And not scheduled for a meeting yet.
So then, at ordinance, is that when specifics will be laid out in terms of, setbacks and parking and all sorts of, different items that need to be hashed out? Because
Well, at ordinance, and perhaps our attorney can speak, in the ordinance, it will be changed to a specific zoning.
Right.
It's not like a zoning board of appeals hearing. Right now, what's in front of the council is a zoning overlay district to give it a zoning delineation. That's what the council will do.
Okay.
As far as specifics, that will usually be the planning board and the zoning board. Would you agree with me?
Correct. The planning board, all they are going to do is they're going to report it back unfavorably or favorably. Sometimes they can report it back favorably with comments, unfavorably with comments. The ordinance committee will review the matter, and they will either take it favorably or unfavorably. They can send it back with any amendments or anything like that. But the public hearing is required by state law. It needs to be next week because of the date in which the matter first became before the council. You have a set period of time in which you need to hold the public hearing, and even a set period of time in which you need to advertise. So that's why the earliest we could do it was Monday. And you actually can't make the advertising deadline and still hold the meeting within the 65 days.
I was under the impression that the city council, through ordinance, had the opportunity to lay down some requisites, with respect to particulars, setbacks, adequate parking. So
That is the ordinance process, yeah.
Yes, that's part of the process. You will, yes.
So that can and will happen.
Yes.
I mean, it's going to have to happen because this was sort of passed, this was voted favorably.
It's not voted on at all by you.
I mean, from the planning.
But they have to make a recommendation.
Right.
But the only people that can, and we shouldn't really be discussing the specifics tonight, it's not an agenda item, we're just reminding you the public hearing is next week. The public hearing is just an opportunity for the public to come in and give any thoughts and that they have on it. And again, it's required because any zoning change is required to have a public hearing.
Okay.
So that's why the public hearing is next week. The matter could be in front of the ordinance committee for however long it takes that committee and the full council to make the decisions on what they want to specify and stipulate in there.
Perfect. So long as that process will take form and take shape.
Still continues.
Perfect,
This is
okay.
just one step in the process as required by law.
Councilor Castro, and I'll go back to Thompson.
Mr. President, through you to to Councilor Minicello, I think it would be a great idea if the councilors governing the area of the fairgrounds, and that would be you in Ward 1, Councilor Griffin in Ward 3, and Councilor Tavares in Ward 2, join together to host a public meeting to discuss it, maybe bring the proposed developer in and get feedback from people. That would be a really wonderful thing.
Thank you for that
Thank you.
suggestion, and that's something that I was going to pursue, but thank you for reiterating that.
Councilor Thompson.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. So will the public have the benefit, number one, will the developers be here to make any presentation that prior to?
No.
We are simply allowing the public to come in and comment on the overlay new zoning that we're creating out there. We're not going into the specifics, what's being put up there, not put up there, what roads are going to go, whichever way. We're just dealing with the area of. And that's the process that we got to follow. We can't get into the specifics because there's nothing in front of us specifically to look into that area.
Okay.
Correct. There is no, so there is a proposal out there by a developer. That's not what's in front of the council.
It's the overlay district and
Overlay
the
district
ordinance
is what's in
itself.
front of the council, and that's
Understood.
all.
The zoning,
So
it's the only.
even though there's a developer who has an idea and a proposal out there, that is not what's in front of the city council. What's in front of, filed into the city council is a proposed overlay district for the Brockton Fairgrounds, similar to what the same piece of property 5 or 8 years ago when there was a proposed casino there. It wasn't on the specific building of the casino. It was a proposed overlay district to allow a casino zone in our zoning ordinances. We have several overlay districts in the city, but what this council votes on is the overlay district at this point, not on the
Project itself.
not on the project. There is no project in front of you.
Understood.
There are people out there proposing projects, and that's certainly what I think a ward meeting would talk about as opposed to the overlay district itself. That's all that's in front of you, and that's all that the public will be able to talk about and give you their ideas of what protections or ideas they may have. But it's not to talk about a specific project because there is no specific project in front of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's also important for us, as we go out there, we've announced this, it's important for us to go back to our constituencies and tell them that exactly what we're going to do on Monday. We don't honestly want to hear a lot of specifics with the building because, again, there's nothing in front of us. So I think it should help us to basically take away some of the stresses and issues that are taking place out there because we're not really deciding what goes on there or not go on there. We're simply saying that zone will be zoned for X, Y, and Z, and then that's basically it. That process will come when that process comes, and we can all come in front of we can come to ordinance and kind of share our thoughts and feelings about the place, or once it gets to the zoning and some of the other processes that it has to go to, we as councilors can come and voice our support or unsupport or whatever we want to do. But that's not what we're going to be discussing on Monday. So we got to make sure that we share that with the folks when they come. They're not here expecting something that we're not going to be able to do because we're just here to talk about the overlay and absolutely nothing else because there's nothing in front of us. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good?
Point taken. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Council.
Councilor Nicastro.
There's just one more thing I'd like to say, and that is that if this zoning change, this overlay district passes, then all the uses are allowed without a special permit. So we have no say. People have to have the right to comment on that being true. It's really a controversial thing, what's happening. Usually, uses are governed by special permits and variances and things like that. They're looking to drop the fence entirely and basically be able to do whatever they want. So it's imperative that people be able to weigh in.
Yeah, I know, but we got to make sure we stay within the boundaries of what we basically have done.
Sure.
Anyone else? Hearing none, and having no further business for the folks or the residents of our city, the meeting is adjourned.